Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is September the 15th, 2020. Strong hand, long term thinking, conviction. All right, you got to have conviction, dudes, and think good thoughts. We'll get into that in a second. Hello, my elite friends. How are you doing tonight? If you have questions, I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister or do a super chat. I am back in Baltimore. I've been back here for about 6 hours now. As you can see, the people watching this, I got some awesome new shirts. I'll be debuting them on the shows that I'll be doing these next few days. And this one is from Salt Girl Clothing Company. It says, pound that like button. You can get one just like this, or you can get custom shirts from her, from Joanne. She's totally in motion. Here's a sticker she made, and the sticker has its Bitcoin symbol, but it says disruptmeister.com on it, and TechBalt, the Twitter. So you remember my Twitter account, TechBalt. Remember that, people. This Friday, 9 a.m. in the morning, Baltimore time, 3 new This Week in Bitcoin people. Check out the archives. Ken, Gigi, and Anders were on this past Friday. I'm a little out of it, guys, because I was on a plane today. There are not many people. Well, the Asheville airport's like the smallest United States airport I've ever been on. It's small planes. Just not many people at the airports. We stopped in Charlotte. They pack the planes pretty well, the small planes. They're efficient about it, but not many people at the airport like it used to be. But hey, those of us that are flying are getting good deals. And I just got a hair in my mouth there. So yeah, I guess before I continue with the news, it has not been a good evening tonight for me at all on a personal level. My grandmother has become incredibly ill, and she has a bleeding on her brain, and she's in the hospital right now, and my mom is there. So my entire family has been trying to deal with this situation for the last, since 7 o'clock, I guess. So I'm doing the show. I want to do the show for everybody, and just to show you that I got a strong hand, I got conviction. How much longer I can do this every day is in question now with the current situation. So I wanted to put that out there for everyone. There's going to be some things to deal with in my personal life. So think good thoughts for my grandma, who is in the hospital as we speak at 1 a.m. here on the East Coast. So let's get to the show, but I did have to put that out there. And if there are any schedule changes, and it makes me, situations like this definitely make me just want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm living life to the fullest, and I'm my happiest, and I'm not just doing something because it's a habit. But so these topics today, I didn't have much time to research them, but I want to say, and hey, pound that like button for my grandma, pound that like button for Salt Girl Clothing, like the shirt, like the shirt says, dudes. And you got all sorts of things happen in life, so got to roll with the punches, dudes. And I'm definitely rolling with the punches tonight. And so Andy Hoffman has a tweet out there today. And I hope this tweet of his, this prediction, it's a bold tweet. I like when Andy goes bold on us. Okay, he says, easily one of the most amazing corporate stories ever. MicroStrategy no longer needs to do business, as holding will make them one of the wealthiest companies in the world. That's quite a business model, right? You just hold Bitcoin, all of a sudden you're doing great. You don't even have to produce anything anymore. I really hope the world comes to that. I really hope that MicroStrategy doesn't need to to do business anymore. They just become a holding of Bitcoin. That's how they get their wealth. That's great. Now I don't know how soon we're going to see that, but I like the creativity on Andy's part. What's he talking about here? What's he talking about? MicroStrategy completed its acquisition of 16,796 additional Bitcoin at an aggregate purchase price of $175 million. To date, we have purchased a total of 38,250 Bitcoin. Yeah, that is okay, at an aggregate price of $425 million, inclusive of fees and expenses. So they own 38,250 Bitcoin, which is 0.18% of all the Bitcoin that will ever be created. Come on, other companies. I hope you replicate what this Michael Saylor is doing over. Michael Saylor just launched the biggest most high stakes round of game theory in financial history. The first major, and he stresses the word first, major corporation to announce a material Bitcoin position will benefit most. Yeah, they're good. Okay, they're going to benefit when the whole world follows its decision. Yes, I believe many in the world will follow this decision. Apple, Microsoft, Berkshire, Amazon, someone will do it. Andy, you're right. Someone will do it. And yeah, one of them might benefit even more. They buy even more of it. Who knows? But most likely, once the tide starts rolling in, or the tide of new buyers, large corporate buyers like MicroStrategy doing the same thing as MicroStrategy, valuing their wealth in Bitcoin. Yeah, the latecomers won't be doing as well as MicroStrategy. That's a good point. How scarce is Bitcoin? Tiny, insignificant. Until now, MicroStrategy owns one. Okay, so he's saying MicroStrategy owns 545th of all that will ever exist of Bitcoin. So until now, MicroStrategy was a very insignificant company. Now they they own, as I said, 0.18% of all Bitcoin ever produced. That's one out of every 545 Bitcoin ever produced. MicroStrategy owns. So they were tiny and insignificant, but they no longer are. Now, people the other day, we're talking about Jim Cramer was on Pomp's show, and Jim Cramer was talking a really big game about. He said he might put 1% of his net worth in Bitcoin. Recently, Jim Cramer, the host of CNBC's Mad Money, says he might invest 1% of his net worth in Bitcoin. And this will be linked to below. I didn't have time to link to everything below before the show, but I'll do it after the show. The famed investor drew comparisons between Bitcoin and gold and cited the importance of hedging against inflation. Okay, he's talking the talk. And I don't believe he's actually going to do it. I believe other people that have a lot of wealth are going to put 1% of their wealth in Bitcoin. That is going to be awesome. When we get proof that there are many wealthy people and famous people telling other people that they did it and proving that they did it, that will be great. So he's talking the 1% talk now. I hope he does it. And Andy Hoffman, when he was on my show, we're talking about Andy today. When Andy Hoffman was on the show on Thursday, it's linked to below. Please watch it. When he was talking about Jim Cramer, he compared Jim Cramer to Barstool Dave Portnoy. And, it's very interesting. Portnoy has 1.8 million Twitter followers, and Cramer has 1.3 million. Now, I still think more people know who Cramer is, but is it like, should we put Cramer on a pedestal if he buys Bitcoin? I'm putting him on no pedestal. Okay. I mean, I'm actually calling him out and thinking, I think he's just as impulsive as freaking Dave Portnoy. I think he's just as impulsive as Portnoy. And I don't know how, he might be able to influence more people to buy it than Portnoy will, but in terms of their social media reach, and social media reach means young people. And I think that's, anyone can buy Bitcoin. First of all, I don't discourage anyone from buying it, but I think Andy said Dave Portnoy was a new Jim Cramer. I don't want to misquote him or anything like that. They're different animals, but one can make an argument that it is, if it is important at all, it's more important for Dave Portnoy to be talking about Bitcoin than Jim Cramer. Okay, retweet this, dudes. I'm putting it out there in the chat. 123 No Scope said only 550 companies can do what MicroStrategy did for the bit. Yeah, for Bitcoin that will ever be created. Only 8 more purchases of 38,250 Bitcoin, and this year's entire mining supply would be bought up. That is a great way of phrasing it. That's a really good way of phrasing it. 123 No Scope. Good job. We did similar rephrasing of it when they bought their first hunk of it. I'm so impressed they bought their second hunk. I mean, it's great. All right. And Roman Chu says, my grandma is in her mid-90s. In January, she had major organ failures. Doc said 0% chance of recovery, but she's back to normal. Dude, that's awesome. Praying for you and your family. There is always, no, there's hope. There's definitely hope. Definitely hope. But without a doubt, this is the most challenging of the situations that she has faced. Her judging on her current state in the hospital, being transferred to another hospital as we speak, I believe. So let's move on here to the next subject matter, which is Tether. Oh, I talked about this the other day also, but now we have an official article reminding us of the centralization of Tether. And Tether has helped recover $1 million in lost stablecoins after a mistake sent them to incorrect address. Tether is able to perform such recoveries thanks to centralized control of the stablecoin platform. Centralized control centralized control allows Tether and Coinbase-backed USDC, okay, there's another one, to work with law enforcement officials to fight illegal activity. So, no money laundering there, but that's a good segue into the next topic at hand. So, guys, I don't know why anyone wants to be involved with something that can be, you can turn back the clock on it like that. You can reversible. I don't know why anyone wants to be with something that's reversible, that's centralized. I mean, that's what's centralization to me just means reversibility. All right, in the crypto space at least. So Cointelegraph has this article about the regulatory risks grow for DeFi as a money laundering haven. So if it's the way Uniswap is set up, and Zach Vol actually pointed this out before. I think he theorized part of the large volume over there is because the people are quote unquote laundering their money because there's no KYC over there. Now, I can see how the regulators are going to pick on this. They're going to pick on something similar to Uniswap, SushiSwap, whatever is out there. Do I think they should do that? No, I don't think they should do that. No, I think they should compete. Don't complain. Don't just try to destroy something. But they're gonna be some targets out there. Okay, they mention how something like Uniswap is funded by large entities. I mean, and the regulators could threaten those large entities and say, "Hey, you guys are going to be in big trouble if you continue to fund these projects that are we suspect are laundering money," and they'll comply. Also, we could end up with blacklisted addresses if you deal with Uniswap in your address. And that's what the article goes into. You can read the article. To me, it's just it is newsworthy when these insane bored governments just want to help the people. They just want to regulate. No laundering. We got to stop those bad guys with their laundering, and now they're doing it through DeFi. So this is early on in the process of accusing of these entities accusing DeFi of being a money laundering tool. Get used to it, though, people. You're going to hear more about this in the future. I don't support calling DeFi that at all. I think people should be able to experiment in all sorts of ways with private money, cryptocurrency, whatever you want to call it. All right, we got some questions here. 123 No Scope said, "How long do you think it took MicroStrategy to decide they were going to use Bitcoin as a treasury reserve? This obviously had been in their talks for months, if not a couple of years." The interesting point is that their leader, Michael Saylor, I believe that's his name, he didn't like Bitcoin at all in 2013. So he wasn't planning it in 2013 at all. He wasn't planning it in 2013 at all. I do want. That's a great question, man. It's not a spur of the moment decision. It's just not a spur of the moment type of decision. We're going to spend millions on Bitcoin. Oh God. Someone says, and dude, you got to remember, you got to type in BitcoinMeister. But since I'm looking right here, and I was just about to conclude the show, what about India's flip flop on cryptocurrency ban, dude? I've lived through this before with China, man. This is old news. These countries, they go back and forth. It's nothing to worry about, nothing to care about. They don't know what the other hand's even doing. Bureaucracy in India is something nasty too. So I don't know if it's legal or illegal now. What did they decide today? Yeah, I mean, every day they change. It seems like every day they change their mind. We went through this with China for years and years. A lot of countries do this. These are huge countries with huge populations. Who cares what India says? I mean, if they want to be some backwater type of country to their people will find a way. There's a freaking 1.1 billion people. If they want it, they will find a way. They won't care if it's illegal or not. But it doesn't bother me at all that India goes back and forth. It's totally typical of that type of this space. What countries do? I mean, China did the same. It's all cyclical, man. What China did in 2016, India does in 2019 and 2020. Also considering MicroStrategy is partly owned by Vanguard and BlackRock, do you think they were consulted on the Bitcoin purchase? Well, they had to consult the board, I believe. And do they have representatives on the board? They, I would say there's a chance that they consulted them, but just because Vanguard and BlackRock either didn't care or approved of it doesn't mean that BlackRock and Vanguard are going to do something like that. So I want to get your hopes up because those big names were possibly even a minor part of the decision process. We take it one step at a time. They've had every shot in the world to invest in Bitcoin too. And if they're late to the game, I guess they'll regret it. They will regret it if they're late to the game. Although, I mean, they're so wealthy, those entities already. But yeah, they still regret it. You know, big entities like that, they want to just maximize their wealth as much as possible. So if they look back one day and say, "Oh, MicroStrategy was smarter than us," yeah, that's a regret right there. But you guys have no regrets. No regrets. No regrets, dudes. Please have no regrets in life. And have a strong hand. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. I'll probably see you tomorrow with a new show. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, Disrupt Meister. Check out Joanne's link below to see. I don't know if she even has the shirts like this there, but yeah, I don't know if she has them up there, but you contact her about it. She might have pictures of them. I really like this shirt. I really like this shirt. Thank you, Joanne. And she was in motion. I met her at the Long Beach event, and that's she started. She says she wants to make me shirts. She makes me shirts. That's how you're in motion, man. That's how you get this thing going. So I want to her what's her darn URL? I have it listed below, but I just want to say it for the people listening at home. Saltgirlclothing.com. All right, dudes. I'm gonna go to sleep or something. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Thanks.